Finding people that dare speak about police brutality is not easy in Venezuela these days. NIVEA TROLORO says she lives in constant fear since her nephew Alison, who she raised since he was a baby, was killed during demonstrations against the government last month. He was 15 years old.
I never expected anything like this, because if Alison had been a criminal, then you can expect anything. But it was not the case. He worked in a bakery, and apparently he went with friends to a protest against the government.
NIVEA says her nephew was killed by a police special force unit known as FAES when they entered Catia, a neighborhood in Caracas where protests have intensified in the past year. Support for Hugo Chavez's socialist revolution used to run high in neighborhoods like this one, but the situation has changed because of the ongoing economic crisis. And that's why the government has started a crackdown in neighborhoods like this one when the protests take place, using special forces and other units. People tell us that they're intimidated, harassed, and sometimes killed when they raise their voice against the president. Police violence has been on the rise in Venezuela, especially in the country's poorest districts, among those who once supported Hugo Chavez's socialist revolution. HEIDI Moreno's son, John Iker, was also killed by the police. He was preparing a manger just before Christmas when the police raided the area. She says officers started shooting at everyone.
My son said it hurts, but I thought he was talking about his cousin. I didn't know he had also been shot. They killed him. My son played baseball, and he said, "Mom, when I'm bigger, I'll buy you a decent house." And now he is dead.
John Iker's cousin, Ricardo Castro, suffered from a neurological disorder. His mother says he was helpless.
I saw a car and I heard the shots. But I thought my son was hiding. I never imagined my son was already dead. He was disabled.
In 2015, the government launched what's known as the People's Liberation Operation to fight crime in the country's slums. The fear is that as opposition against the government spreads, so will its attempt to curtail dissent. The independent group Violence Observatory says that more than 10,000 people have been killed in the past 2 years.
We reported in 2017 5,000 people killed because of crime-fighting operations. Last year, it increased to 7,500. This means that every day in Venezuela, the police and the military kill 20 people because they resisted authority. That is the excuse they use. In Venezuela, we don't have a death penalty. We are talking about people killed on the streets or in their homes.
The government denies any wrongdoing and insists that those killed are part of criminal gangs. People like HEIDI Moreno say that's nonsense, and that their children were victims of the security forces' excessive and unnecessary abuse of power. Teresa, Al Jazeera, Caracas.